Hey students, Dr. Sweet here. I'm going to be an instructor for Biology 201, and this is in Colorado City. So I'm going to start Monday, and I just want to prepare you for this. One thing, if you get to look at this ahead of time, I know it's going to be tight, but if you have a chance to watch this video, remember we're going to be actually doing things in the laboratory this week, so you'll need to wear some clothes that are suitable for it. You know, generally we like to wear real shoes rather than flip-flops or something like that in the lab. You know, some good clothes. There could be staining that might happen this next week, and you don't want to ruin your clothes. So we will have a lab coat. It's a lab coats that we found in the back of the lab that are really lovely, that have been sitting there for a century, and those will be great to use. So I got them lined up in their plastic and all. But so come ready. We will have lab on Monday, and it's going to be microscopes and staining and things like that. And we'll move on after that to tissues, and then after that we'll look at bones and look at bone markings in the laboratory. Move on to muscles, and you learn about many different kinds of muscles and their origin, insertion, action, how they work together. Okay. In the laboratory then you'll do the eyeball. We'll dissect it. We'll also do the brain, and we'll look at that. We will like I say, have projects. We'll have scientific method project. That will be a really big one to begin with, and because it's really important for you to know the scientific method, and that'll be due along the way. And we'll also look at, you know, the eye, and I'll have a project on that at some point. Let me see what else we need to talk about for the lecture. So lectures like the lab start with an introduction, and it's going to be good, important for terminology, directionality, learning about homeostasis, which is an extremely important concept that humans don't really seem to understand well, and all the different areas of the human body and the terms for them. Okay. Then we go on to chemistry. Chemistry is a review. You guys should have had chemistry before, and we'll be covering that. So there'll be just a few questions on your exam of that, but we will go over it in some detail. Then we move on, we'll do cells. Yet again, another review thing. We learn all the different organelles of the cell, and more about the plasma membrane, and about different kinds of cells that we have in anatomy and physiology. Okay. Moving on, we go on to tissues. Tissues is kind of where it starts, the first of anatomy and physiology. And these tissues combine to form organs, so they're really, really important to understand all the different tissue types. And there's a bunch of them. There's like 4 general types and many, many different specific types that combine to form these organs. And these tissue types can get diseased and whatnot, so we'll spend a lot of time looking at them and drawing pictures of them. Okay. Then we move on to bones, and look at bones, and then we move on to muscles, talk about muscles and how they work. Then finally we do 5 chapters on the nervous system, starting with the general nervous system, moving on to central, and then peripheral, and then we'll have autonomic and special senses. So it should be a lot of fun this next semester for you. So some of the other things you need to do to remember is we have a book. It comes from OpenStax, right? So it's a free book. It's online, or you can pay to have them print out the pages. It's a choice. And so let me see what else. We'll have exams. You're going to have 4 exams during the course of the semester. Okay? And you're also going to have 4 lab practicals, as well as 2 projects. So anyway, we'll talk more about this on Monday, because I will see you then. So anyway, have a nice weekend, and if you get this, or welcome to school on Monday. Okay, bye-bye.